So a couple things before I start this video. I want to say that I'm not going to spoil a lot of the movie. I'm going to talk about some elements that may be spoilery. And welcome back. It's sending out a lot of love to y'all. And I just want to talk about, y'all got to keep your eyes open for what they just dropped in this movie. There was a lot. And there was a really, really big theme handled around the daughter that I want to talk about when it comes to this whole thing about the interconnectedness of everything in nature. So one thing I want to say is this was, from the last one, it was good. I walked out of the movie saying, yeah, it was good. It's kind of what I expected. And the friend who treated me and my bros to this movie even said, like, it's wild that some of the stuff that they said in the movie is like exactly what I said in my video recently, in one of my videos that I did. Because I mean, it's all collective consciousness. It's all one thing. Like it's really, and they're really simple concepts. One, the biggest thing that they always show you in Pandora is that everything in nature is connected. Everything is connected. No matter how artificial things get, these things are still extensions of ourselves. But then that comes to the main theme, is the whole AI versus organic AI, or in our, where people believe we're in an organic simulation. Whatever you believe this to be, it's organic versus inorganic at the end of the day. And sometimes I tell myself that it's not a war even being fought. The war is in our mind, but truthfully it is something that is going on. And one thing that they show you with Avatar, and I feel like it could be taken in many different ways. It depends on what you decode and see for yourself in the movie. But one of the biggest clear things to me is that they're showing that Pandora is still trying to be rated for its resources. It's still trying to be turned into, like, let's bring all human machines here, da. They're literally showing you that in real life. My cousin recently sent me a video where they talked about ectolife, and it was like an ad that got released where they were showing growing babies in like fucking matrix like pods, if you ever seen the movie The Matrix. And I was like, damn, this shit's been here though. Like, there's no way that they're just showing this now. They have advanced technology that they're not showing, but it's almost like that. It's all that is literally going on. And the Avatar 2 literally serves as a documentary of what is going on. Now, for me, my own personal thing was, when I was watching the movie, I believe the water people to be the Atlanteans, and the forest people, which were the forest Na'vi and the water Na'vi. But the forest Na'vi were meant to be all the indigenous people of the land, and the movie touches on how the water brings life to everything and yada yada. And the inspiration for my video is Ralph. Infinite Waters Ralph. I seen his video pop up in my algorithm, and I was like, oh yeah, I seen it too. Why not drop a review? And honestly, I just say, like, pay attention. Really pay attention to what they're trying to show you in it. And one of my biggest things was the daughter and the son, for what they stood for. It'll get too spoilery if I go too far into it, but the son was like an outcast in a way, but there's more. And so was the daughter. But the daughter, when they, in a part of the movie, when they came to the water tribe, they had to integrate, which is funny. I want to show this too, because Ralph mentioned it, and it's a thing I want to point out in my video, because I talk about it all the time. I talk about it as in, like, when people talk about their tribe or your tribe, this is shown in the movie. There are multiple tribes, but they have a peace agreement. And the only thing that breaks that peace is when the war is brought from something inorganic to the planet. That is very important. And it goes back to what I said. Everyone falls in line to what they want to do. There are people that want to be farmers. There are people that want to be firefighters. This had to have been solved already. Somewhere along the lines, greed and power got involved. Now I feel like it's all a part of creation, and it's all perfect. But they sort of hint at this in the movie. The water people doing their water thing. They was waiting for a festival to come. I don't want to, spoil too much. And the forest Na'vi were doing their thing, and they had a peace. And, Jake from the, Sully from the, is it Jake Sully, or what's his name? One sec. Yeah, it is Jake Sully. That tripped me out because I started thinking about Monsters Inc., but that's another one that is decoded pretty funny. But um, yeah, yeah. So Jake Sully, he's regarded as the great warrior who stopped the Sky People before, but just more play on these things that Pandora was in a piece, and on a spiritual level, it shows you how everything is connected, but it's also a scientific level too, because science is just a different language to explain the thing we already know, that everything is connected in nature. You start to see it the more you give yourself to nature, and it's many, many ways of communicating with you, because it's all you. The universe is mind. And with the daughter, they really show this, because when they come to the water tribe, they have to like integrate into their way of living and everything like that, and they're willing to take on a new path and learn from this tribe of people and how they live. And at first they're met with some like, look at them, like they belong in the forest, but there's still an accepting and a learning of each other's just ways. I don't want to say culture, because there's things with that, but in a sense, their culture and how they move along, and there's no real discrimination after that. It's just like all jokes and kind of like a distaste, which comes with you'll see why in the movie. But after learning the ways, the daughter is very, very, very tapped in for some reason. She's very tapped in, and one of the things that went down in the movie is the daughter ends up having an epilepsy or an epileptic episode. And what I wanted to say about this, and it's after she connects to the world tree, or this underground like collective consciousness thing that goes on in Pandora, like when they put the tails on the thing. Pay attention to this. When they tried to heal the daughter, the Way of the Waters like tribe queen of the king, that's what I'm doing, the king and the queen was like, get out the way, y'all don't know what you're doing, to heal her. And 1 second, bro just came home, the brother Ron. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, it was funny that the daughter had an epileptic episode after connecting herself to that like underwater world tree, or their sanctuary, where it like connects them to, I don't know if it was just the sea, I can't remember. But what had me weak about that is then when the medical experts tried to come, like that, Sully, it's so weird calling him Sully because I think about Monsters Inc. Sully called in. When they flew there and came, they were like, yeah, like if she has another one of these episodes, she's done. She's gone. She's done for. And they immediately wrote it off as if they thought they knew what they were talking about. And that's when the queen of like the water tribe, of that specific water tribe, came and was like, y'all don't know what you're doing, get out the way, and then healed her, did the little, I think it was acupuncture, and she came back, which that was very symbolic of it's all in the mind. Like you hear cases of people, doctors telling people, oh, you got a 1% chance to live. I knew someone like this in my life through my cousin. It was like her friend, and she made a full recovery. She had something, and she just never believed what they told her, which right there shows you that the mind is all. And again, for me, I'm saying this is very like again, you got to place that fucking disclaimer on there. Not a medical expert, but there's a lot of research to be found that your mind plays a role. Like it's scientifically proven with the placebo effect, where they give half of a group of people the real pill and a half of a group the sugar pill, but tell them the effects that they will have, and the other group will believe it and show symptoms and side effects of having taken the real pill. Just odd. So, going back to that whole medical thing, it's all in the mind, but they were so easy to write it off, and it didn't go down that route. But I knew when that happened, that scene happened, I was like, oh, because she's of a higher spiritual nature, being tapped in with this world, and she thinks that she's such an outsider and can't fit in, but lo and behold, she is the biggest one to fit in. And in the beginning, they were saying like literally she's a half-breed and this, that, and that plays into something else. But I just thought it was so funny. And I don't want to spoil too much, but the movie had a lot of hidden meanings that I'm pretty sure you could decode forever, maybe. And everyone is going to see it different. But some of the biggest themes handled is one that they're still trying to be this separation between spirituality, science, and like logic and da. And the truth is no, they're all connected. They're all connected. But there are some things that faith and interconnectedness of the cosmos and the universe, like the mind being all, that logic can only explain one part of that. You have to get out your mind for the rest. And of course, the experts, well-trained medical professions were, nope, this was an epileptic episode and stuff like that. And that's how they write it. That's exactly how they do it in real life too. They write it off. You'd be like, oh, you have a 1% chance of surviving. So there was that. The other thing is the organic versus inorganic. And I'm saying it like that because that's Ralph's fucking favorite thing to say. But that's very true. These people that came to the planet, the sky people, they're in reference to something else here on Earth. And all I'm going to say is the inorganic ones. They're just using up Mother Nature. And it's funny that the power that they were talking about in Pandora, in this whole thing, in the world of Pandora, was, I'm pretty sure they literally called it the motherhead or the mother something, or the mother of all. And then that is completely a nod at Mother Nature. Like throughout mythologies and everything, there is this first mother of everything. And, you know, and yeah, the movie could be paying homage to Mother Nature, but no, I think I think the movie is trying to hint that we should be paying homage to Mother Nature, because if the world is us and simultaneously we are the world, then would you take care of yourself? So it's like you feed that energetic force in a way, at least give back and blah, blah. There's a lot I could say on that, but that's a whole nother video. And what I will say is there's an easy way to integrate that type of technology that you see Sully do in the movie, if you know what I'm talking about with the weaponry and stuff. There's a way to integrate it but still keep the means of, you know, living and stuff still to the level of how they live indigenously, and they integrate it instead of letting one side try to take over, which they were trying, you know, showing that too, like, and being open to the new ways of people living. And just, there's a lot to unpack. And it's just like, it's a movie that they dropped again where I think the gist, the way I'm going to wrap up this video is by literally saying it's going to go over a lot of people's heads, no matter how popular the movie is. It's going to go over people's heads, and it's still going to be one of those things where the world doesn't change. And that's why I think, truthfully, I don't think anyone here is meant to save the world. I think it's meant to be a collective effort if you want to. But I truly think that sometimes it's not in our interest to save a world with how stuff be happening. Because these movies are basically laying out right in front of a lot of people what happens. Sometimes that scares me and makes me think that really a lot of people here are not real. Or not, or at least they're playing the other side of the thing. I talked about this, the story, this grand story that we're all the actors and actresses of. It's like the people here that don't care are playing those characters that we, the player, have to overcome. Maybe not. Maybe it's truly just the knowledge of the self until you ascend. Who knows? At the end of the day, they're showing you in this movie how to completely live in harmony. Look, everybody's going to have to come together one way or the other. But don't know if we'll ever see that in our lifetime. I honestly think it's, yeah. Because I think by this point, people have proven that they don't listen to history. That's why it continues to repeat itself. So, no, I don't think anyone's learning from history. Anyways, much love and moonlight, and I'll see y'all in the next one. And go see Avatar 2. It's pretty good.